Becoming a successful entrepreneur is a lot easier when you have your shit together. Since you're watching this video, something tells me that you don't. You're not fully clear on what you want. You've got a bunch of bad habits getting in the way. What I'm going to do is share with you my story of how I got to having my shit together so that I could build a multi-six-figure coaching business, marry the woman of my dreams, and deliver a TEDx talk with over 2.5 million organic views. Let's dive in. Let's start with why you actually want to have your shit together. It's not just because of the money you want to make as an entrepreneur. If that was the case, you could just get a 9-to-5 job. Something tells me you want more than that. You want a sense of peace in your life. You want to be happy. You want to have great, fulfilling relationships. You also want to feel powerful as a leader. You want to be an authority recognized in your space. You want to make a difference. And ideally, you want to be guided by something greater than yourself, an underlying purpose. In my case, up until 2019, I was running my e-commerce brand in New York City. Despite working my ass off and working 24/7, I wasn't really making the kind of progress that I envisioned. Everything changed for me when I went to the Landmark Forum, where my mind was just absolutely blown. I was shown by the coaches all of the things that I was doing wrong and the habits that were keeping me there. After fixing them, I was able to build the life that I get to enjoy today. Here's what we did at first. Number one is we set a clear, measurable, and inspiring goal. After I sold my business in New York, I set the goal that within 12 months, I would have a coaching business that makes $10,000 a month, coaching about 10 one-on-one clients that I absolutely love. That meant I had a $1,000 per month program, and all I need was 10 people. But I wanted those people to be the kind of people that I love spending time with, because that to me was inspiring. Now that I had clarity, we could move on to the next step. I identified the habits that were keeping me broke and burned out. Number one is the priority on work first, health later. This is a recipe for disaster. You are constantly neglecting your feelings and your energy levels. All you're doing is just keep pushing to work more. You're focusing on quantity, which means the quality of your work greatly suffers. The second one is a mindset that says, do it all along and prove the doubters wrong. That meant that I would reject any form of help. I would have to find all of the solutions myself. I wouldn't allow too many mentors and coaches come in, support circles, or even go up to entrepreneurs that were already further along the way and ask them for their input. Nope, I had to do it alone because that was a sign of my strength. Lastly, to add the cherry on top was my mindset of try to be liked by everyone, avoid conflict. That's a recipe for disaster, because when you avoid conflict in relationships, you don't get to the point where you can clearly state what you want. Whether it's with a potential client, if you say, hey, my price is $1,000, and they go, oh, that's very expensive. I'm not sure I can afford that. You give in, oh, don't worry about it. I can do it half for you. You do that because you are afraid to hold the potential of rejection. And that was definitely me. So moving away from the bad habits to forming new, healthier habits, this is where the game is going to change for you. First of all, I made my priority around health. Health always comes first. Work comes later. This should be a no-brainer, but for me at the time, it definitely wasn't. That meant I had a non-negotiable health routine. It was an hour or 2 hours in the mornings. I would meditate, do a little bit of breath work out, and take time to plan out the day. I made it a non-negotiable practice. Even if I slept a little later and got up a little later, I still focused on doing that routine because it kept me in this sustainable peak performance state. Number two is better together. This was a true game changer because now I was able to tap into the mind of people that are further ahead of me. I started hiring mentors, coaches, my first employee, a virtual assistant. I joined accountability groups, and it really helped me build a support system of people that I could count on whenever I was facing a problem. Number three, the most difficult one, and even today I still struggle with this, is to be a leader and to live my authentic truth no matter the cost. cost. This meant that finally, when it comes to posting content, I would post stuff that is more controversial because it's my true opinion. I don't hold back anymore. In a conversation, I wasn't scared to tell them, this is my price. And if you want to work with me, you got to pay that price. And if they say no, okay, that's fine too. I wouldn't go back into the pleaser position. And it really made a big difference because it made me more of a magnetic leader because people love that kind of energy. Now that we talked about getting clarity on the goal, building the habits, the third thing is to optimize your life. What I did at first was I optimized my calendar because this is the thing you're looking at every day and your calendar runs your life. I scheduled my task according to energy levels. If I had to do something out of my comfort zone, such as asking for higher prices, reaching out to people, cold outreach, outbound lead generation, asking people on LinkedIn that don't know me to work together, that stuff was out of my comfort zone. I scheduled it earlier in the day because my energy was higher. When your energy is higher, it is easier to say no to distractions and stay focused on the actual goal. The second thing I did was to create standard operating procedures. This was crucial because in the beginning, I did whatever I felt was right. I didn't have a clear strategy on how to consistently do things that I could then also repeat at scale. More importantly, give to people that I bring into my team. This created clarity, peace, and it created a sense of predictability because now I could bring it to other people that could repeat the results that I got with certain processes in my business. The final thing that I did in terms of life optimization is also the most important thing. That is to build a circle of support. I hired coaches, mentors. I joined accountability groups, masterminds with like-minded people. And I really built the kind of relationships with people where I would ask to be held accountable. I'd say, this is my goal for the week. This is my goal for the day. And I want you to check in on me. If people check in on me and I don't do it, then I will let them know the consequences. I even went so far one time because I was just slacking off and not doing the task. I said, if I don't do it by the end of the week, I will donate $1,000 to a group and I will post it on Facebook. And guess what? I got it done that same day. The accountability piece is monumental, especially for men, because we often go through life like lone wolves, trying to prove our worth to other people. I don't need help. Let me just do it myself. But that mindset is just utter bullshit. I did it for so many years. When I shifted to an accountability group kind of focus, man, makes all the difference in the world. Now, I don't want you to get this idea that my life is all perfect and I never had any bumps in the road, which is definitely not true. I had a lot of bumps in the road despite doing all of the things that I shared with you. The biggest thing is I noticed I fell back into old patterns, old habits, old ways of thinking and acting. I got tired of that because I set up this beautiful framework for myself. I wasn't doing it consistently. I was able to get to the root of it when I hired my first mindset coach who did trauma work with me, who helped me identify the belief system that kept sabotaging my plans. That was a true game changer. The second problem that I ran into was the feast and famine cycle. Great month, shitty month. Great month, shitty month. The bottleneck causing this was that I was lacking systems and procedures. I was just going about it. Oh, this month I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm signing a bunch of clients. I feel great. Then I realized to scale a business, you need lead generation and sales as a non-negotiable part of your consistent flow. So what did I do? I used my accountability groups, let them know, here's my problem, here's what I need to do. I need you guys to hold me accountable and dial up the flame when I'm not on top of my shit. All of that combined really helped me get my shit together so that I today have a multi-six-figure coaching business, a TEDx talk that went viral, and an incredible wife that makes this life so much more worthy and enjoyable. You can do the absolute same thing. My name is Mario Lanzarotti. And look, I get it. Life can be very tough. A single video may not be enough for you to watch. So I write about 1 to 2 newsletters a week where I go into detail with all of these topics. I share some things that I don't talk about on my YouTube. Join the newsletter. Click the link below in the description. My journey to change my life was not easy, but there was one mindset that made most of the difference for me that I get to share with you today. Click this video here and I'll spill all the secrets. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.